Good morning and welcome back, my dear students of class 5A and B, to your social studies class. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 10. The name of the chapter is Grassland. So you all can have your book page number 67 for the reference. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to cover, the spotlight of the chapter is types and location of temperate grasslands, vegetation and climate of the prairies, economy of the region, types of crop cultivated. Okay, so these are the topics which we are going to cover. So let's get started and find out grasslands of the world. So grasslands, it is there in many parts of the world, and in each part of the world and in each area it has different names. So let's find out about that. Grasslands are found in temperate region. What is a temperate region? Temperate region are those where there is neither less nor plenty of rain. Means the rain, it falls in exact quantity which is required for the crops and grasses to grow. Neither there is plenty, neither there is less rainfall. So that area is known as the temperate region. Okay, grasslands are found in many countries, and in each country they have different names. So grassland, it is found in many countries, okay, and in each country it is having a different name. So in North America they are called the prairies. In the North America is having the largest grassland in the world, and it is known as prairies. What it is known as? P-R-A-I-R-I-E-S. It is pronounced as prairies. Okay, in Central Eurasia they are referred to as steppes. Okay, in Central Eurasia it is referred to as steppes. S-T-E-P-P-E-S, steppes. Okay, in Africa they are called the velds. V-E-L-D-T-S. And in Australia they are known as downs, and in South America they are known as the pampas. So in each and every area, the grassland, they are having different names. Okay, so the word prairies come from the French and means grassland or meadows. Okay, most of these grassland can be seen only in the temperate zone. So grasslands are found only on the temperate zone, where there is neither, what I said, what is the temperate zone? I explained you in the starting only, where there is neither less nor plenty of rainfall. They are known as temperate regions. So grasslands are found in temperate region only. They are not found in any other region. They are not found in desert. They are not found in places which is very cold. Okay, it is found in a temperate region where there is neither less rainfall or more plenty of rainfall. Okay, so let's move forward in the chapter. Turn the page and we will learn about the location of the prairies. Okay, so prairies in North America, you can see the map here. Okay, these are the prairies. These are the, you can see it is green in color. It is grass, it is covered with grass all the time, where animals, they graze, where crops are cultivated. So this is the prairies in North America. Okay, in North America the grasslands are known as prairies. So in each and every area they have different names, but in North America they are known as prairies. So you can see it has covered a huge area now. Okay, so the location of the prairies. Okay, the prairies grassland are located in the interior of the North America and lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. So prairies are prairies, they are located in where? In North America. You can see the map also here. Okay, and however today only about 1% of prairies still exist. But nowadays people, they have moved on to, they have started going and started living in those areas. So only 1% of the land are prairies now. Okay, others rest are all occupied by the people. The prairies are triangular in shape and covers the entire area of approximately 1.4 million square miles. They start from Canada in the north and Mexico in the south. Rocky Mountains are also located in the west of the prairies. In the west side of the prairies, there are Rocky Mountains also, and River Ohio and Great Lakes are located towards the east. And in prairies, if you go and see in the atlas, the map of North America, you will be able to see all this. So prairies, but nowadays people have started going and living in all those areas. So only 1% of the land are prairies now. And it starts from the Canada in the north and Mexico in the south. from the North America and Canada, they are nearby. So it starts from the Canada in the north and Mexico in the south, and Rocky Mountains are also located in the prairies. They are found on the west part of the North America, and the river Ohio and Great Lakes are located in the east. So in all the four region, north, east, south, west, it is located with different kinds of features. Okay, so it's from in the north, it starts from Canada in the north and Mexico in the south, and it has Rocky Mountains in the west part, and it has river Ohio and other Great Lakes which are located in the eastern part of the prairies. So let's find out about the major rivers in prairies. Okay, the most important rivers flowing through the prairies are Mississippi and Missouri. Okay, so you might have heard about this river Mississippi often, right? So these are the two major rivers that flows in the prairies in North America, and some of the major cities in this area, the well-known cities of those area of North America, you might have heard about all these names, that is Chicago, Dallas, Texas, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Minneapolis. Oklahoma and Minneapolis. The water for irrigation and other purposes come from this river. So what in where there is vegetation, where there are lots of grassland, water is needed. So water, they come from these two rivers, that is the Mississippi and Missouri. They use the water from this river for purpose of irrigation and all other purposes. Okay, and so let's move forward and we'll find out about the wildlife in the prairies. What kind of animals are found there? Let's find out that. Okay, so we'll now find out about the wildlife in prairies. Okay, the animals in the temperate grasslands are well adapted to the dry and windy conditions. So you know what is a temperate land, right? When neither there are large and neither there are less rainfall, neither there are plenty, neither there are less rainfall. So it is in exact quantity. So out there, the animals which lives there, they are adapted means they are used to the temperature of dry and windy condition. Okay, so bison were once found in millions. So bisons are it's a breed of it's like buffalo. It's huge. Okay, so bison were once found in huge quantities in those areas, but now it has become extinct. Extinct means it's getting they are dying, or people might have killed them, so it is becoming extinct day by day. Okay, there are grazing animals like gazelle and deer. Okay, it's this gazelle also is kind of buffalo it belongs to the buffalo family only. It's huge, and it is huge. Okay, so grazing animals are also found. They are gazelle and deer. Mice, jackrabbits, snakes, and coyotes are also present in this region. So basically, in this temperate grassland, bison were found in large quantities, which is getting extinct now, and there are some other animals which are found, like grazing animals like gazelle and deer, and mice, jackrabbits, snakes, and coyotes. Coyotes are also present in this region. Okay, so now let's move further and find out about the vegetation. So now we will find out about the vegetation. Grasslands are generally open and flat land with shorter grasses. During the rainy season, the grasslands are covered with flowers, and the soil is fertile, which is used for the growing crops and pastures. Okay, what is the meaning of pastures? It is land used for grazing. Where the animals are grazed, they are known as pastures. Okay, so vegetation in this grassland are generally open. Okay, and they are generally open, and they are the flat land with shorter grasses. They have short grasses. The grasses, they don't grow in much in height. Okay, so during the rainy season, it is specially used for the grassland is it's covered with flowers, and the soil is fertile with the use for growing crops, and the land in the grassland, the area in the grassland, they are very fertile. Okay, they are very suitable for growing crops, and during the rainy season, where the crops they don't grow, it is used for animal grazing. Okay, and that is known as the pastures. Most of the grassland have been converted into farmlands, but nowadays most of the grassland, they are converted into farmlands. Farmlands are those lands where it is used for cultivation. Okay, they are known as the farmlands, and at the time of cultivation, they cultivate crops there, and when the crops are not cultivated, it is used for animal grazing. Different types of grasses are found here, such as the needle grass, wire grass, bunch grass, sagebrush, and little blue stem. Okay, so these are the plants which are found in these areas. These tall grasses can grow up to 8 feet of height. Okay, so these grasses, they can grow up to 8 feet of height. If you go and search in the Google about all these grasses, you will be able to see the picture of all the grasses: the needle grass, wire grass, bunch grass, sagebrush, and little blue stem. So go and Google it and see the pictures of all those, and you can read little bit information about all these grasses also. Okay, so let's move further in the chapter and the crops. Okay, let's know what are the crops that are grown in the prairies. Prairies are also known as the wheat basket of the world. Why it is known as wheat basket of the world? Because wheats are produced in the large quantity in those area. Okay, the mostly it is produced in a huge quantity, and it is exported all around the globe. Okay, prairies are also known as wheat basket of the world. In the central and the northern prairies, wheat grow in a large quantity, and that is why prairies are called so. Wheat are grown in large quantity in the central and northern part of the prairies. That is why they are known as the wheat basket of the world. That is why those area, it is known as the wheat basket of the world. There are large wheat farms here, and wheat is also exported around the globe. So wheat which are grown there, it is exported around the globe, and it is also known as the wheat basket of the world. Okay, so if you get this kind of question like why is prairies known as the wheat basket of the world, then you should be able to answer, right? Or if people ask you where is the wheat basket of the world located, then you will tell it is located in the North America. Okay, prairies are also called the wheat basket of the world. In the central and the northern prairies, wheat is grown in large quantities, and this is why prairies are called so. They are the large wheat farm here, and the wheat are also exported around the globe. Corn, soybean, barley, rye, oats, and cotton are also grown. Besides wheat, all these crops are also grown in those areas. The eastern part of the prairies is used for the cultivation of corn, and the central part is used for the wheat. Okay, so the eastern part is used for the cultivation of the eastern part of the prairies. They are used to cultivate corn, and in the central part is used to grow wheat. Okay, so that's all for today. We will learn only till crop. In the next video we will cover the topic climate, people, natural resources, and economy. Okay, so that's all for today. So we till our next class, you will all read till crop. Okay, and try to find out more about the prairies. Okay, so you can go and Google the different names of the grasses, different names of the animals, so that you can explore more. Okay, so and read the chapter also, and learn to pronounce those words which you find difficulties in pronouncing. Okay, so that's all for today. Till then, stay safe, stay at home, be a good student. See you all in the next class, and do not forget to read the chapter. Okay, we will complete this chapter in the next video.